Well, thank you very much. It's going to be an incredible World Economic Forum, not least of all because it's one of the largest that we've ever seen in Davos, Switzerland. Approximately 65 heads of state, several leaders, top industrialists, business, ideas. It's all over here. We've got a very special guest with us, Borge Brende. He's been a friend of NDTV, I must confess. He's the president and CEO of the World Economic Forum, and he's here with us. Thanks very much for being with us. Mr. Brende, first point, and this is based on your global risks report, which I found fascinating this year. It's a real reality check. You're looking at state-armed conflict as a top risk for the next couple of years. You're also looking potentially at the escalation of geopolitical tensions. What we are now seeing between the United States and Europe is perhaps something that destroys the basis on the relationship between both sides across the Atlantic. Is that a big concern for you?
So we will see during this week in Davos a lot of dialogues between the European leaders. They're all here. And when President Trump comes on Wednesday, hopefully there will be a way forward for Europe and the US because they're big trading partners. They also have collaboration in many areas. But it's up to the leaders now to find a path together.
Spoken like a true diplomat, but let me push you a little bit more as a former foreign minister of Norway. Norway is one of the countries which has actually said that the sovereignty and integrity of European nations, and of course we are talking about Greenland and Denmark, they must remain intact. And just yesterday we've heard Donald Trump, the US president, say that there would be sanctions on those countries who oppose his plans in Greenland. Does this therefore not represent a huge challenge to what Europe stands for?
So I don't think Trump has said sanctions, but I think he said additional tariffs going from 10%
to 20%,
to 25%. That's what he has said. We know that things can also change very fast, and we were expecting tariffs to have much more impact on the global economy this year, and we've seen that there are new tariffs, but they're lower than expected. I think on this impasse, I think the European leaders and President Trump have to sit together and see if there is a path. The World Economic Forum is not a political organization. We are an impartial organization, but our platform is available, and we do hope that they will make progress and they can start to move the world forward together.
Are you optimistic that that will happen over here, considering that all of these European leaders will be here, the US president will be here as well? So the path to peace, which is what we ultimately want, will be decided at the WEF?
We do hope that there will be progress, but before this latest incident, we were planning also constructive talks on how to end the almost 4 years war now in Ukraine.
Yes.
We also were looking forward on a launch of the second phase of the reconstruction of Gaza.
Yes.
And now this will come on top of it with the tariffs. We also know that Iran is still there on many minds because what has been unfolding. We know that Yemen is also there. We know that Latin America is a hotter topic than it has been in the last years. So this Davos, with all the 65 heads of states and government, maybe 6 out of 7 G7 leaders, will be very interesting. Interesting times, maybe too interesting times.
Maybe too interesting. Misinformation and disinformation, that's a huge challenge, and that's what your global risks report speaks out about as well. Then, of course, linked to that is AI. And therefore, how do you see this, given how fast AI is disseminated, particularly on social media, as being a fundamental threat which we around the world face?
You can look at it as glass half full or half empty.
How do you look at it?
I would say that without the frontier technologies and AI, the growth globally would have been much less last year. What is now driving the global economy with $1.5 trillion in investments last year is artificial intelligence and the frontier technologies. We just have to make sure that they work for humankind. AI can accelerate processes in research and development that we have not seen in our lifetime. Look at cancer and in medicine, things that could have taken 25 years to research, you can maybe now do in 5 years. You can also have screening of people done by AI that is more accurate than the human eye can do. But then, of course, you can use it also for bad purposes.
Yes.
And that is the challenge.
Weaponizing AI. Right?
Yes, exactly. You can even see AI now in autonomous weapons.
Exactly.
And this is also a scary picture. The world has never been an easy place. And it is now more also a place where it's harder to get any kind of consensus on rules of the game and traffic rules. So let's see. But I'm hopeful that in the coming decades, the new technologies is what is going to drive growth. Trade used to be the driving force, but now it's the new technologies.
You are a very keen observer of India. We spoke of a couple of months back when you were in New Delhi. And there's one theme which remains, that of tariffs. India faces a great deal of tariffs from the United States, 50%. It could go up substantially because of our trade with Iran, for example. How important is it for, in your opinion, India and the United States to hammer out a trade agreement so that trade, which is fundamental to both countries, both huge economies, actually works and prospers?
Very important. And I do think that the US and India will find a path. And I think there will be a trade agreement. But it has taken longer time than I expected. But of course, this has led, though, to acceleration of reforms, economic reforms in India, that is again important for future growth. In the last months, there come then concrete reforms from the Modi government that I did expect, but not so fast and so forcefully. That's why I'm also more bullish on the Indian economy. I still think this year it will be the fastest growing of the large economies, and we have numbers now showing that India can maybe make up for 20% of all the global growth. So then India is not only growing for India, but that growth is also contributing to everyone on our planet because that growth is so substantial. So I do hope on top of this that we can get a trade agreement between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump. That will be helpful.
Absolutely. The Global Risks Report also speaks about extreme weather events, and we've been speaking about dealing with climate over here at the WEF for so many years. It just seems that, it falls on deaf ears. But how this year is extreme climate events, led primarily by what we see all around us, absolutely critical, because it's not an option. We are looking at global temperatures going above that 1.5 degree centigrade limit. And there's no clear sense of how long it would actually take to come down, even if everything took place, which it's not. So how is extreme climate a big concern here this time?
We see it reflected in our program, and we see it also with the coalitions between businesses. The thing with the transition towards more renewables, that train has left the station in the sense that this is happening. It's happening big time. There are trillions of US dollars invested in the renewables, and we do say states that are becoming electro states. Before, you couldn't move anything in the world on four wheels without putting gas into them. Today, electricity is the big game changer. So regardless of some stalemate and impasses in the international negotiations, we see that companies and businesses and countries do move forward here. And some countries even call, the renewables freedom fuels.
Final question, do you look forward to having Prime Minister Modi here in the future?
Yes, definitely. I was hoping that maybe next year would be a great timing for wishing Prime Minister Modi back. I think he has a great agenda that he could present for the Davos community, and the interest in the Indian economy, investing in India, especially now, is also enhanced due to the reforms. I do hope the reforms are continuing, and then also see big growth in India. But we also would like to do more in India. We have winter Davos in Davos, and then we have summer Davos in China. Maybe we'll see an autumn Davos in the future in India.
Nice. Borge, Brende, it's wonderful speaking to you. You've got a huge challenge over the next few days, and I dare say the immediate future of the relationship between North America and Europe might just be defined over here. Hopefully it's one that benefits millions on both sides of the Atlantic. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us.
Thank you.
Yeah.